Okay,
Okay.
then one while. Okay.
Did you
Uh,
see well the presentation?
yes, sir, it's visible and audible. It's very clear.
Like
And
this, it's in full or no?
this slideshow. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
okay, like a slideshow, or I.
Yeah, it's okay. Perfect. Yeah, can
perfect, perfect.
visible.
Okay.
Uh, sir,
So,
because
hello
yes,
everybody. Thank you for this kind invitation. It's pity that it's not in Malaysia. I was never there before. So, anyway, it's COVID situation. We hope that next year it will be like better situation and we can travel again. So, I am Mikhail Bashirani. So, I am researcher in France. So as you see in the first slide, we have a lot of logo. It's because our laboratory, it's a research institute, and it's linked to different units. So we are belong to the University of Montpellier, to the CNRS. It's like National Research Center in France, and to the Chemical Engineering School in Montpellier as well. So for this reason, we are like we have all this different logo uh, behind our institute logo. So for the people who was never there, we are localized in the south of France. So for France is like nice region because it is on the seaside. It's like warm region. I don't compare it to Malaysia, but I compare it really to the rest of France. Nice region in the seaside. So if you have the opportunity to come to visit us or to visit Europe, you are welcome. It's really a nice area and it's really beautiful to travel around. So we are like institute dedicated to membranes. So all what we do or the most of our research is around membrane. So for the people is not familiar with the membrane field, it's just like a thin layer that we will put between two medium. And this layer will allow the selective transport between these two medium of gas, water, specific molecules, and so on. So we are dealing in our institute with the synthesis, modification, and characterization of this membrane. We study a lot the fundamental of transport mechanism and so on. We are working a lot on the process development, and we are not just doing like fundamental science. We are working or we are dealing or we are searching always like a new application of this membrane in different fields in industry, health, water, energy, chemistry, and so on. So inside this institute, we are around like 45 researchers. Inside the institute, my own activity is dealing with three different fields. One of them is atomic layer deposition. The other one, we are working a lot on 2D material and modification of material with 2D material. And the third field is like nanostructuring in general, using like up-to-date technique like electrospinning, electrodeposition, 3D printing, and so on. So today I will not have time to talk about all this activity. I will just be concentrating in this first part, in the atomic layer deposition part. So I will try to explain why this technique, why it's interesting in nanomaterial in general, and how we apply it in our institute in membrane. So even if we are in France, we are not rich. We are like our homemade ILD equipment. For the moment, we have 5 homemade equipment and we are designing a 6th one. So in comparison, like if you buy like a ILD equipment from the market, it will cost you like 200, 300,000 euro. If we do it at home, it will cost you like 20,000. For this reason, we go for this homemade equipment. And in addition, we can design our ILD equipment in order to fit the applications that we will do. So we can do like tubular ILD equipment for tubular membrane and so on. So we are like flexible in the design of our equipment. So with this equipment, we can do different material. We can do oxide, like we are working in different kind of oxide. I put like 3 examples here: zinc, titanium, aluminium, zirconium. We are working as well in nitride and boron nitride, and we have some activity in metallic nanoparticles. So here, for example, I put some TM image of palladium nanoparticles, like multi-layers with zinc oxide, graphene, and like multi-layer of aluminum oxide and zinc oxide. But I will explain this later to show you really the capacity of the technique. So we are, I note that with ILD, we are not limited to this material. We can even deposit hybrid material because we are developing as well molecular layer deposition that I will not put it here, where we can deposit like hybrid material by ILD. So what is ILD and why it's interested in us? If you compare the atomic layer deposition to other standard well-known deposition technique like CVD, chemical vapor, PVD, or sol gel, it's the only method that will allow you to obtain conformal coating. What it means is, so if you take like a very complex shape, as you can see here, by PVD, you can coat it from one side. By CVD, you can coat it from both sides, but the coating will not be homogeneous. If you do sol gel, standard sol gel, you could close this shape, or you will not have at all conformal coating. The only method that will allow you to obtain like the same thickness from both sides by a conformal way, it's the atomic layer deposition. And why is this? It's because of the specificity of the technique or the possibility to limit the reaction on the surface. To take an example, for instance, if I want to deposit zinc oxide by CVD, I will send the diethyl zinc as a precursor and oxygen. When they come to the substrate, they will react to make the film. I think I will use the pointer laser, it's better. You see the pointer here well? It's okay for you? Okay, I think
Yes,
it's
okay,
yes.
okay,
It's
okay.
yeah. So by CVD, I will send my two precursor, and I will have like deposition here. By ILD, I will send the two precursor by a sequential way. It means that I will send my diethyl zinc, my first precursor. I will let it react chemically with the substrate. It will make me like one monolayer of diethyl zinc. For sure, I will have like byproduct. After, I will make vacuum. When I make vacuum, I will remove all the byproduct and all the unreacted precursor. So I will have just in my system one monolayer of my first precursor. After, if I want to put oxygen, I will send my second precursor, which it will be water, which will react with my first precursor. So again, I will have a chemical reaction limited on the surface. I will have byproduct. And after, I will make vacuum to remove the byproduct and the reactant. So all this, it will make me one cycle. And typically, for example, if I take zinc oxide, it depends for sure in the material. But if I take zinc oxide, it will make me like 0.2 nanometers of thickness of zinc oxide. So if I want to deposit like 1 nanometers, I will repeat this cycle 5 times, and I will be able to control the thickness by an angstrom level. It's one also of the advantage of the ILD. So because I limit the reaction on the surface, I will have like conformal coating. And because I will deposit the material layer by layer, I can control the thickness at the atomic level. And for example, I can control it really going down to angstrom level. Here I put like a quick example about like the deposition of B-laminate, aluminum oxide, and zinc oxide by ILD. So it's only to show you that we can deposit like here 50 nanometers of aluminum oxide, zinc oxide by ILD. Here's the aim. It was to control the crystallinity, roughness, and optical properties. We can also able to control the thickness down to the nanometers. This I put it by, I think, transmission electron microscopy in the second image. So it's really the same process, just alternated aluminum and zinc oxide layer. So here I put an example where we deposit layer of 12 nanometers, 5 nanometers, 2 nanometers, and down to 1 nanometers. So really, it's a technique that will allow you to deposit like material, like doping material. I will not go in detail. So you can introduce like one atomic layer every 5 nanometers of material. And with all of this, you can go down even to the nanometer scale, to angstrom scale without any limitation. Here, another example where we will deposit, for example, a zinc oxide and graphene on the same material, like alternating zinc oxide layer with graphene layer. So from material point of view, it's a technique that will allow you to control the material as from the chemical point of view and the thickness point of view as the atomic level. I'll show you like a first example about like nanostructuring of the material by using ILD as a first step. So here I will show you an example that we work a lot on it in our laboratory is the design of Urshan-like zinc oxide nanowire by ILD. So what we did here is we start with a conductive substrate of TCO. This conductive substrate, we coat it with a sphere of polystyrene. After we take the substrate, it was a monolayer, what we put here. So after we take these spheres, we reduce them. And when we reduce them, it's like polymer. It was not conductive. We make it conductive with a layer of zinc oxide. So this we put this zinc oxide layer by ILD. So because we put it by ILD, we put around 20 nanometers, we were able to make this zinc polystyrene spheres conductive from one side. And with the number of cycle of ILD, we can control the size of the nucleus that will be used to the growth of zinc oxide nanowire later. So by this way, we put our substrate, conductive substrate in a system in water, and we make electrodeposition with a zinc precursor for sure. And when we make electrodeposition, we obtain like zinc oxide nanowires on the surface of these spheres. And like this, we are able to synthesize Urshan-like zinc oxide nanowires. So to go to the SEM image, because they are nice, you can see that we can control a large area. When I say large area, even in 5 by 5 centimeters, this Urshan-like zinc oxide nanowire, and we use them a lot for especially solar cell application. We make what we call ETA solar cell, and we prove that by this design of 3 Urshan-like zinc oxide nanowire, we improve the properties of this ETA solar cell. I will not go really in detail in this topic. It was really like to show you an example of the nanostructuring of material using the atomic layer deposition approach. So here is an example where we show that we can design really like very complex Urshan-like zinc oxide nanowire using this technique. We can control, for example, the distance between 2 Urshan. We can control the length of this nanowire by tuning the growth or by doing different time of growth inside the zinc oxide base. We can using spheres of different diameters and doing like small spheres or a half Urshan or a crown, as you can see here. So we are able really to design material with different properties using this approach. So this review that is really like dating back now, it's from 2012. We report all the nanostructures that we can do with ILD. Now the structure become more and more complex, and the technique become more and more controlled. So here you can see that we can really do any kind of composition and any kind of structure using this approach. So typically here is like a multi-concentric nanotubes using this approach. Here is an example where you can make nanowires with porosity inside using ILD. Other example where you can confine nanoparticles of copper inside alumina using this technique and so on. So really, you can just imagine the material and you can tune it as you want using this atomic layer deposition approach. It's really like powerful tool to design nanomaterial. Now I will shift to what we interest us today more. It's the ILD for membrane application. First, I will tell you what is the advantage of this technique in the membrane application and give you some real example in water, energy, and so on. Applications that we went really as well to upscaling and to industrial level. So why ILD? So it's interesting in membrane application. So you can take any kind of morphology like polymeric membrane or tubular membrane, or even like membrane with single nanopore. You can have this membrane with different thickness. we prove that we can also have like a pore with a length of up to centimeter and modify it by LD. And with the atomic layer deposition, you can control the pore diameter. So if you start with a pore of 100 nanometers, you can deposit this ILD layer inside and to tune the thickness or reduce the pore diameter up to 10 nanometers, or even in some example in single nanopore, we were able to go down to 1 nanometers. So it's really powerful tool to control the pore diameter. You can start with the same material like alumina. Here is the example of alumina tube. And by ILD, you can deposit on them different kind of oxide, titanium, boron, and so on. So starting with the same material in the beginning, you can get the properties of different kind of material in the end, oxide, non-oxide, or metal. You can even control the surface charge. So if you take the example of titanium oxide, if we deposit titanium oxide at 100, it will be amorphous. If we heat at 200, 300, or 500, or 700, we will change to anatase or rutile. And like this, the surface charge will be tuned. We can make as well the surface hydrophobic or hydrophilic. We can even put different function on the surface of this material and tune it. So really, it's coming like it allows us to tune the membrane with by different properties. Here a review, if you are interested, where we highlight all what could be done on membrane using atomic layer deposition. So now, if this open us the possibility for a many kind of application. So if we take like the single nanopore, like a membrane making with single nanopore, we can do a lot of fundamental study. We can study, for example, the fundamental of ion conductivity as a function of hydrophobicity, surface charge, and so on. We can make as well mass spectroscopy, so we can like determine the composition of a molecules inside the medium using this approach. We can make nanoparticle sensing or even DNA sensing. If we go to multipore, we can go for a lot of real application like gas separation, desalination, water treatment, and osmotic energy harvesting. And all this application, we are dealing with them in our group or in our activity. And in some application like osmotic energy, we build startup and we go to industrial level with a new concept of material. So now what I will try to show you, I will not show you everything. I will pick some example and show you how ILD could be used, for example, for surface membrane tuning and so on. So the first example is how to use ILD for membrane tuning. So here is a typical example where we deposit boron nitride by ILD. So the first step that we start is to make this boron nitride. So we take two precursors, one for boron and one for nitrogen. We make our experiment, or the first part is to design our experiment or find the experiment condition where we have really like ILD growth. So we will change the precursor exposure, we will change the temperature, we will optimize our condition in order to find a condition where the growth of boron nitride is in the atomic layer deposition level. So where we have a growth per cycle constant, and for boron nitride we found a growth per cycle of 0.8 nanometers, which is like in every cycle. When I make one cycle of boron nitride, I can deposit this thickness. So if I want like 1 nanometers, I should make around like 15 cycle of boron nitride. So we want after to confirm that this boron nitride could make like a conformal layer in a large substrate. So here we take alumina. Alumina made by anodization typically is like around 200 nanometers in diameters and 60 micron in thickness. So we make ILD on it, and we do like characterization. Here we combine scanning electron microscopy with ADX in order to confirm that we have conformal coating in this alumina substrate. After We will make like some structural characterization to see the composition, the crystallinity of this boron nitride, and we prove by transmission electron microscopy and Raman that the boron nitride that we do is turbostratic. So like this, we know that it's like something hexagonal, but not really very well organized. We go after onto the application. So we take this here like a silicon nitride membrane or alumina membrane. We put on them like a thin layer of boron nitride. Boron nitride is known for have a high surface. We put this boron nitride between two medium in water with different salinity. And because of this surface charge, we will have like preferential transport of one kind of ion. Here we put it like in sodium chloride. We will have like preferential transport of one ion from one part of the medium to another. So it will make like a difference of potential between my two sides of the membrane. And this difference of potential, I can use it to make what we call osmotic energy harvesting. And we prove that by ILD, we can design this membrane to make energy harvesting, osmotic energy harvesting, and produce directly energy using this kind of charged membrane. We can also use the same approach when we develop this boron nitride. To deposit boron nitride is in a felt. So in our laboratory, we work as well in electrospinning. So we can obtain a carbon membrane using electrospinning approach. So we prove that we can take like a membrane done by electrospinning. We can deposit on it boron nitride. After we can heat under air in order to remove the carbon and obtain like boron nitride nanotubes. So we'll obtain a membrane of boron nitride nanotubes. And we prove that this boron nitride nanotubes, we can control their diameter, crystallinity, and so on. But what is important is that we prove that we put this membrane in water in the presence of organic molecules, such oil and so on. These nanotubes are able to absorb like 110 times their weight of oil by repelling water. So it's good way to extract like oil from water. So here it was like two kind of fundamental study. So in this topic now we are going for industrial application. So we have like a project where we upscale this membrane. So here we start typically with 1 nanopore with a membrane with one single nanopore. With alumina, we go for like flat membrane. And here our project is go to tubular membrane up to 15 centimeters length and 5 centimeter diameters with this application and use them in real water treatment application. We have other project, for example, where we design ILD reactor, especially for the deposition of membrane, because ILD is well-known technique in microelectronic. And if you want to use it for membrane application, you should design reactor specific for this membrane application. So here is a first example where we use ILD for membrane chip. You can use ILD as well to make membrane with molecular sievers application. So what is ILD, or how we use ILD for this kind of application? So here I will show you two examples where we use the same approach in order to deposit large membrane. Here we go up to 15 centimeter membrane. And in industrial application, we go as well to 1 meter's length membrane. And here, with the same approach also, we can deposit like what we call nanomembrane in the surface of the sensor in order to improve the selectivity. So I will show you these two approaches, how with the same technique, we can go up to 1 meter's length membrane and down to a nanomembrane for this kind of application. So here, what we will do typically, we will take a alumina membrane. It's a ceramic membrane having like a multi-layer of alumina. The largest layer is 10 micrometers and the smallest layer is 200 nanometers. So typically the thickness, as you can see in this image, is in the centimeter level. So we'll take this membrane and we will put it in an atomic layer deposition system, and we will deposit zinc oxide on the surface. So the zinc oxide the reaction will be limited by the surface, and the zinc oxide will penetrate inside in order to coat by a homogeneous way all the thickness of the membrane. After, we will take this layer, this zinc oxide, and we will use it as a precursor to make like metal organic framework. And here we will choose to make ZIF. So what is metal organic framework? Is a is a hybrid material with organized porosity. And here we convert this zinc oxide to ZIF. So when we make the conversion, all the zinc oxide here will become metal organic framework, and the metal organic framework will be confined inside this alumina layer and will block the porosity of this alumina layer. So here, as I told you, we choose to make this metal organic framework of ZIF. The ZIF is a crystalline material, is a hybrid material, crystalline, and have a pore size of around 3 angstrom. So the pore size of 3 angstrom is bigger than the size of the hydrogen and helium, but smaller than the carbon dioxide, nitrogen, CH4, SF6, and so on. So this membrane will be able to separate hydrogen from CO2 or CH4, for instance, or helium from CH2 and CO2, and so on. So like this, we prove that with this approach, we can make large-scale membrane in order to separate hydrogen from other kind of gas. And this is very interesting now because hydrogen is one of the energy widely used now for as a renewable energy. So now with the same approach, we will go down. So we will use them for improving, because this material will separate hydrogen from other kind of gas. So we'll use the same approach in order to increase the selectivity of a detector for the hydrogen material. So what we will do typically here, we will take zinc oxides that can detect hydrogen and other gas like is bigger than hydrogen. So typically they can detect by the same way hydrogen, C6, H6, C7, H7, and so on. So what we will do here, we will put this ZIF layer on the surface of this membrane in order to make it selective to gas. So by growing this layer, we will have just hydrogen will go on. So our detector will detect just hydrogen and will not be detecting other kind of gas. So here I will show you, we did a lot of work on this field. So here I will show you just like one example. So we will take a zinc oxide nanowires. We will deposit like palladium on it, because palladium is well known to enhance the hydrogen separation and enhance the, like the detection of hydrogen. And after, we will coat all the structure with a ZIF layer, with a very thin ZIF layer that makes the material selective to hydrogen. So if we check now how it will be the sensor response to hydrogen and other gas of gas. So typically zinc oxide is here. You see that it will react or interact with all the kind of gases by the same way. When we add this ZIF layer, this palladium layer to this membrane, we will increase the sensitivity. So the interaction with all the kind of gases will be enhanced, as you can see here. So here it will good way to with palladium nanoparticle deposit by LT to improve this sensitivity. And after, when we deposit this ZIF layer, which is will let just alone just hydrogen go across this membrane, you see that we have like 100% selectivity to hydrogen. Just hydrogen in blue here will be detected, and all the other gases will go to zero. So all the other gases will not be detected, just hydrogen will be detected. And we make a very, a sensor very with very good selectivity to the hydrogen and very good sensitivity. So now, how ILD could be used like for making dense membrane? So what we call dense membrane is a membrane that could block all the kind of gases, except if like a membrane that doesn't have pore. Okay. So here typically I will take one example of palladium membrane and boron nitride membrane. So here we will make like aluminum membrane. We are taking aluminum membrane, the same ones that I show you in the previous slide. Okay. So here this membrane have hierarchical porosity, and we will deposit, in the surface of this membrane, palladium. So palladium will be confined inside this pore of this membrane. Palladium is a dense layer to send all kind of gases, helium, nitrogen, CO2, and so on. They will not go across this membrane because it's a dense layer without any porosity inside. However, if you send now hydrogen, palladium has the ability to separate hydrogen in each point, and this hydrogen could be conductive by the palladium. So only hydrogen could go across this membrane. So we make typically this membrane of palladium by ILD. So the advantage is that by ILD, we are able to deposit just very thin layers. So here I think we typically deposit 50 nanometers layer of palladium. You see that the color changed completely. And we are able by this way to make membranes that could separate hydrogen from nitrogen, from CO2 by the same way. So it was an efficient way in order to separate our, to make like membrane for the separation of hydrogen with a good selectivity, like at 100 degrees, the selectivity was 6 and 5. And when we go up to 200 degrees, we increase to 16 and 10. Even we go higher, like in 300 degrees, but I didn't show the result here. And if you put here the selectivity of this membrane in a Robinson's plot, Robinson's plot is a graph that shows the performance of all the membrane in the literature. For example, hydrogen, nitrogen separation or hydrogen CO2 separation, you can see that for the hydrogen, nitrogen separation, our membrane is on the top here. So the interest in this field is to push the material or the membrane that you want to separate on this area, where you will increase the selectivity, where you will increase the permeability and the selectivity. So you will see that our hydrogen-nitrogen membrane is here, and our hydrogen CO2 membrane is here, which make our membrane very good or have very good performance in the hydrogen CO2 or hydrogen-nitrogen separation. Okay, we use the same concept now to go down to the sensor level. Here we will use like zinc oxide nanowires, the same concept as before. We will deposit on the surface like a boron nitride film, and on the top of this boron nitride, we will deposit palladium nanoparticles. So boron nitride is a dense film again, and it will not allow the transport of any gas of kind of gases, even hydrogen. If you send on such kind of membrane, even hydrogen, it will not go across this membrane. So now, if we deposit on the surface palladium nanoparticles, as I told you, palladium nanoparticles are able to separate H2 in H point. So H point are able to go across this membrane, and like this, we will make our material just selective to membrane. So if we check the result now, if we take zinc oxide alone, it's the sensor response is here. If now we modify it with boron nitride, the sensor response does not change at all. Now, if we modify this boron nitride in red with palladium, you will see that the sensor response to hydrogen is increasing a lot if you compare it here to zinc oxide alone. And this because our palladium was able to separate hydrogen and hydrogen go across this membrane. What is interesting as well is the selectivity or the comparison of the sensor response to other kind of molecules. So if you compare now the sensor response to hydrogen in comparison to other kind of molecule, you see that our membrane have a good selectivity to hydrogen because of the presence of this boron nitride membrane on the surface of this zinc oxide nanowire, or what we call it nanomembrane. So now I will show you an example. I think it will be my last example for ILD for conductive carbon membrane. I will show you how we will use this atomic layer deposition in order to deposit conductive carbon membrane and use it for water purification. So I don't know if you know the field, but people familiar with the field. So you have what we call Fenton reaction. So typically the Fenton reaction will occur if you have H2O2 in a solution and you add iron. So the H2O2 will produce OH radical, and the OH radical is very powerful radical because it will allow us to oxidize or to decompose all the persistent organic polyen. So this OH radical could be generated with a reaction with iron and H2O2. The problem for the large scale water purification, you cannot use H2O2 because it's not stable in a solution. So what we do typically is that we do electrophantom reaction. What is electrophantom reaction? So if you have oxygen in water in a electrode, carbon electrode, in the presence of H+, like in acidic medium, you can, and you are in the cathode, you can convert this O2 in H2O2. And if you have iron in the solution, you can, the H2O2 that will be produced here will be converted in OH and will be purifying water. So here it's what we call electrophantom reaction. The problem of this electrophantom reaction is that you need always to apply like an external current. And in some places where you need to use this kind of reaction, you have sometime no current, or if you are like in a in nature, and also what you would like to do also is to reduce the energy consumption of this reaction in order to make it like reliable and could be used like in larger scale. So to do this, we will what we developed in our laboratory is a new concept calling the fuel cell Fenton system. What is this? The fuel cell Fenton system. So you use like a fuel cell. So it means you will use the electrons that you will produce in the anode in order to send it to the cathode and to make this fuel cell Fenton system. So typically, you will use an anode here of copper felt modified with gold, and we will use like a reaction of organic molecule. Here we took like typical example of glucose that we will be changed in gluconolactone in the reaction part. It could be any other organic molecules. A reaction of these organic molecules on the anode will produce electron, and the electron will be sent to the cathode in order to make this electrophantom reaction and purify water. So here I will not talk you today about the design of the anode. I will talk just about the design of the cathode and how we will increase the surface of carbon felt in order to make it to produce more H2O2, and how we will modify the properties of this cathode in order to be able to operate in a fuel cell system. So typically we will use what we did before. So we will take like carbon felt. We will deposit by ILD on the surface of this carbon felt zinc oxide. The zinc oxide will be converted in ZIF using this solvothermal reaction. So it's metal organic framework like I showed you before in the example of hydrogen purification. After we will treat this ZIF at 100 degrees under nitrogen, this treatment will remove the zinc from the structure and make like porous carbon. and this porous carbon will have high conductivity and will be nitrogen doped. And we will do like different characterization, XRD and EDX, to prove that we remove completely the zinc and we dope our material with nitrogen. So here typically we'll do XPS to prove that our material is doped with nitrogen, and we will make some contact angle to prove that carbon felt it changed from hydrophobic to hydrophilic. But what is interesting in our application is as well as the shift in ORR reaction. It's mean that the conversion of oxygen to H2O2 will be shifted from here from minus 0.7 to minus 0.2 around here. And this shifting will allow our system to operate in a fuel cell mode. So we will be able, due to the shift, to close our reaction and be able to do this fuel cell phantom system. So we'll be typically able to produce this electron in the anode and inject them in the cathode in order to purify water. And such kind of the fuel system, we were using it for purifying water. We were operating, if I am not wrong, for more than 3 months in this system in order to purify water without any external energy consumption. And this fuel system could be used for large-scale purification of water without any energy input. We are not stopping here. We are developing a lot of other things in our laboratory. So we are modifying the cathode in order to improve these properties. We are also, because adding iron in this solution, it's not really like a reliable way, because iron will precipitate if the pH is around 7. So we are developing other approach in order to immobilize the iron on the surface of the cathode and make what we call heterogeneous electrophantom process. We are working a lot of the anode in order to have like alternative to gold, because as you can see here, gold could not be used. It's very expensive and could be not be used for water purification. We are making alternative to this. And we are also studying the degradation pathway of different kind of molecules. So the target is not just to oxidize organic molecules to remove it from water, is to study all the degradation pathway in order to get like intermediate and final product not toxic. So sometimes even if the starting material is toxic, sometimes the intermediate are more toxic than the starting material. So the idea is to get in the end like composite, like the ideal will be the mineral composite in the end, or get some intermediate or other kind of molecules that are not toxic. We are in all this concept. We are as well working on the upscaling. So all what I show you was done here at the small level, but we are also developing reactor in order to make the same kind of reaction in large scale and do this same system in filtration mode. So sending this solution in membrane in order to do purification. So I talk a lot about ILD, so I will resume here. So ILD will give a lot of opportunity for membrane purification with a lot of with some limitation, but we are working in pushing up this limitation. It's mean to avoid the membrane the pore closing during ILD deposition, or in some coating we don't have enough stability, so are working to improve the stability or accelerate the ILD deposition, because by using spatial ILD in some case, or by injecting or designing some reactor specific for the membrane. But the technique is very interesting and could be used for large production of membrane and for the modification of membrane kind of application. Not have the time to talk today, but we are working really in other different fields. using ILD or other approach in membrane application and water purification. We are more working, for example, a lot in photocatalytic, photoelectrocatalytic for water purification. We are trying to make materials that will respond in the visible, for instance. We are designing membrane based on 2D material for water purification, in picking and so on. So in this field, we are really active in designing a new kind of membrane. So in the end, I would like to thank the group that participate on this work. We have a large number of PhD, visiting postdoc, invited researcher that participate actively on all the work that I show you here. We are not stay on the lab level. We are like even creating startup when the concept is nice and could be commercialized. So here it's two startup relating to our activity in the lab. Funding coming from Europe, national funding, a lot of industrial collaboration, and a large network of collaboration around the world that participate actively to this work. This picture were taken before the COVID, so now it's not recent picture. We hope that when the situation will finish, we can take like updated picture for our group. So thank you for your time. I think, longer than expected. However, I am happy to hear your question. Don't hesitate to ask me questions.
Thank you so much, Prof. Michael, for your wonderful presentation. Very brief explanations about your topic and research. So now we are open to the audience. So any discussion you want to asking or want to discuss with the Prof. Michael, so please, anyone there? Any questions? Any discussion with Prof. Michael?
It's very difficult always to ask question by.
But very, thank you so much, sir. Very interesting topic about your nanomaterials and your application and your research. And thanks for your time. So we're going
For the
to
pleasure.
we move to another session. It's a award ceremony.
Yes.
So hope you will stay with us until the panel discussion. We have the final one is a panel discussion for today's event. So hopefully Prof. Michael will stay with us until the end of this event.
Yeah, I will disconnect for 2 minutes and connect by my phone because it will be easy for me to move at the same time that I follow. But I will be connecting and I will follow you.
Sure.
Okay.
No
okay.
issue. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you a lot for the invitation.
Yep. Thank you. So Farah, we can move to another event.
Thank you, Prof. Mikhail Bashirani, for the wonderful presentation, and Mr. Tinakaran for chair this session. The next agenda for today is award giving session. I would like to invite Arif Lakman Jumali to announce the awards winner name.
Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, Farah. Have you guys hear me well or think I should?
Yeah, please. Is audible.
Is it my network? Let's see. Try again. Wait. My network bandwidth is not fast enough. Sorry for the inconvenience, everyone. I think my Wi-Fi is been troubling me. Right. Sorry for the network. So I would like to continue. We are in the most important session of this conference. So I would like to convey my advance congratulations to all the award winners. And I would like to announce award winners for the category of Best Executive Plenary Award. The first award goes to Professor Dr. Sabu Thomas, Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University of India. Can you guys hear me, Nora?
Congratulations, I can hear you.
All right. The second award goes to Professor Wolfgang Singman of University of Florida, United States of America. Is that okay? So I can continue.
You can continue, Arif. If can, you please
All
read
right,
the
right.
title.
Sorry for the inconvenience. All right. Wait, The third award goes to Professor Samuel Crouch, University of Maribor, Faculty of Natural Science and Mathematics, Department of Physics from Slovenia. The cavitative potential-based positional assembling of topological defects. The next award goes to Professor Karthik Shankar, University of Alberta, Canada. Heterojunction based on 2D carbon-based semiconductor nanomaterial for photocatalysts and photovoltaics. The following award goes to Professor Esin Aki Yalçin, Ankara University, Turkey. Computer-aided drug design studies on anti-cancer heterokick drug. The next one
Thank you very much.
goes to Professor João Manuel Valentin Nabais, University of Évora, Portugal, carbon for environmental application. Wait. Sorry, and then the next one. The next one goes to Professor T. Joseph Sahaya Anand, University of Technical Malaya. University Technical Malaysia, Melaka, from Malaysia. Thermosonic CU wire interconnection in electronic package. The next one goes to Professor Fernando Gomes de Souza, Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The next one for Best Executive Plenary Awards, Professor Anastasia Penkova, St. Petersburg State University, Institute of Chemistry, Design of Material with Tailored Properties for Membrane Technology. The next one goes to Professor Juan Ignacio Moran, Institute of Material Science and Technology, Interma, Argentina. The next one goes to Professor Nur Hidayatul Laili Muhammad Julkalpi, Nanotechnology and Catalyst Research Center, NanoCat, Institute for Advanced Studies, University Malaya, Malaysia. The next one goes to Professor Aritra Ghosh, PhD, Lecturer, University of Exeter, Penryn, UK. The next one goes to Professor Isabella Nedinova, PhD, College of Science and Healthcare, Queen Street Island. The next one goes to, the final award goes to Mikhail Bashirani, European Institute of Membrane from France for nanomaterial for membrane design properties and application. I'm sorry for my inconvenience of my network. Once again, congratulations to all award winners. Now, I would like to pass to my friend Anisapura to announce winners for the next category. Sorry for my incompetence.
Thank you, Arif. I would like to announce award winners for the category of Best Keynote / Invited Lecture Awards. The first award goes to Professor Emilian Madumohan, Plenary Aman Institute of Technology, India, with his title Hydrogen-Borne Thermotropic Liquid Crystal Optical and Electrical Application. The second award goes to Professor Jignesh Kumar Virohit from National Institute of Technology, NIT, India, with his title Nanomaterials in Spectroscopic Analysis.
Thank you,
And the
madam.
third
Thank you.
award goes to, welcome. And the third award goes to Professor Mallikarjuna Reddy Bogala from Sri Chitra Tirunala College of Engineering, India, with his title Three-Dimensional 3D Printing of Hydroxyapatite Base Material.
Thank you, Farah. Thank you very much.
The next award goes to Professor P. Lasmi Pravin from Veer Surendra Sai, University of Technology, India, with his title Probable Phase Solvent-Induced Spectral Bands and Photostability of Liquid Crystal, Theoretical Models and Analysis.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And the next following award goes to Professor Sundar Singh from Verlili College, Verlili, UP, India, with the title Photosnet Optimization Approaches for Enhanced Efficiency Quantum Dot Synthesized Solar Cells.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you. The next one is Professor L. Jyoti from NKR Government Arts College for Women India with the title Effect of Shock Waves on Enhancing the Optical Properties of Some of the Derivatives of
Thank you,
Benzylidine
ma'am. Thank
in
you,
a
ma'am,
single
for
crystal.
presenting to this award.
Congratulations, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the final award goes to Professor Marhana Krasna, University of Maryland, Pennsylvania, with the title Caloric Effects in Liquid Crystal. Congratulations, Professor. And the last final award goes to Professor Pushpalata C. from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, India, with the topic the theobromine nanoparticles in the prevention of dental caries and in vitro studies. Thank you, Professor. Congratulations, Professor. The next is Dr. Subendu Chakraborty from our University School of Sciences, India, with the topic Green Synthesis of Nanoparticles for Potential Biological Application.
Thank you, Farah.
Congratulations, Professor. The next is Dr. I'm sorry. The next is Dr. Mustafa Ali Azhar bin Taib from EdTech Taiping, Malaysia, with the topic The Effect of Annealing Temperature on TiO2 Nanotube formed in easy NH4F H2O2 electrolyte and their photocatalytic properties.
Thank you, Farah.
Congratulations, Doctor. The next is Dr. Arshia Shakir from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, India, with the topic Application of Nanotechnology in Novel Composites Dental Restorations for Enhanced Antibacterial Activity, a review.
Thank you very much.
Professor, the next award is for Professor Alexander Zidansek from Joseph Stefan International Postgraduate School with the title From Liquid Crystal to Nanoelectronics. Congratulations, Professor. The next award goes to Dr. Anna Pongali Satya Prabhu from Plenary Aman Institute of Technology, India, with the title Investigation in Self-Assembled Hydrogen Bonded Liquid Crystals from Between Benzoic Acid. Congratulations, Doctor. The next award goes to Dr. Ranjana Yadav from Indian Plywood Industries Research and Training Institute, India, with the topic of role of nanotechnology in wood composites materials. Congratulations to all the awards winners. Now I would like to pass to my friend Abdullah to announce winner for the next category.
All right. Thank you, Miss Anisapura. Now I would like to announce award winners for the category of Best Short Invited Lecture Award. The first award goes to Dr. Muhammad Adnan from University of Malaya, Malaysia, about a topic about a ternary system of TO2, ZNOCS as a green photocatalyst for degradation of synthetic dyes compound. And the second award goes to Dr. Alvin Lim Tek Jang from Kyushu Institute of Technology of Japan about a topic novel cyclic indicipeptides immobilized on reduced graphene oxide surface for antibacterial applications. And the third award goes to Dr. Bintia Dutta from Balatia College, India, about a review on recent progresses. And the next award goes to Dr. Navami Gopan from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, Bengaluru, about a topic nanofibrous scaffolds in tooth tissue regeneration. The next following award goes to Dr. Muhammad Faisal bin Tukimon from University Tun Hussein On, UTHM of Malaysia, about a topic important parameter for the application of laser welding on metallic material, a short review. And the next one Dr. Arpita Rani Kamrai, right from Raja Narendra, Lalhan Women's College, Autonomous India, about a topic, cry protein-induced toxicity, study of blood parameters in male albino rats. And the next award goes to Dr. Anindita D. from Sharda University of India, about the topic plasmonic sensing of Hg2, Cr3, and Pb2 ions from aqueous solution by biogenic silver and gold nanoparticles. The following award goes to Dr. Jitya Suresh from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences from Bengaluru of India, about the topic methods of synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticles, a review. And the next one goes to Dr. Sibikar P. from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences, about the topic nanotechnology in pediatric dentistry, a review. And the following award goes to Dr. Reshma R. Pillai from KSMDB College of India, antibacterial, anti-cancer, antioxidant, and anti-diabetic activities of biosynthesized copper oxide nanoparticles. The next award goes to Dr. K. Venkatesan for the topic growth and characterization of an inorganic hybrid, a single crystal, a tris 1,2 ethanodiamine, K2N, a nickel 2, and chloride dihydrate.
So thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, you're very welcome. The following awards goes to Dr. Gayatri V.S. From Ramaya University of Applied Sciences of India, about the topic management of dental caries using nanohydroxyapatite, a review.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome. The following award goes to Dr. Zulhafizi bin Jaidi from University Tun Hussein On UTHM of Malaysia, about a topic, a review on sintering aid for samarium doped ceria, SDC, electrolyte modification to reduce sintering temperature. Congratulations. And the next one, Dr. S. Akila Deswari from NKR Government Arts College for Women, India, about a topic, spectroscopic optical, thermal, and mechanical properties of a novel nonlinear optical single crystal of zinc serine succinate. And the final award goes to Dr. B. John Mengadelain from Holy Cross College, Autonomous of India, about the topic encapsulation of doxorubicin on silica nano-assembled capsules and controlled drug delivery.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to all the award winners. Now I would like to pass to my friend Arif to announce winners for the next category. Thank you very much.
Okay, Arif is not around. Okay, I will take over the next section. Thank you, Abdullah. Now I would like to announce award winners for the category of Best Pitching Innovation Award Individual. Okay, the first award goes to Mr. Vigneshwaran Kandasamy from Sidang Bekal Management Malaysia for the title of Degradable Disposable Apron. The next award goes to Dr. Anuja from Guru Gobind Singh Indra Prasata University, India, for the title of Applicability of Green Synthesized Iron Nanoparticle in Acid Portion Dye Dechlorization. Okay, the third award goes to Madam Kritika Ramalingam from SJKT Simpang Lima, Malaysia, for the title of Low Cost Eco-Friendly Water Filter. The final award for the individual category goes to Madam Puwili Manivanan from SMK Raja Mahadi, Malaysia, for the title of Palm Oil-Based Resin as an Adsorbent for the Removal of Fabric Colorant. Okay, we got one group category for this award. So the next award for Best Pitching Innovation Award for the category of theme goes to Focus Victory Research and Development Crew, Super Protection Graphene Based Face Mask Malaysia. This is done by the youngest researcher in our conference this time. Okay, the next one is finally the final award is award for this Best Pitching Innovation category is the Acute Research Laboratory Award category. The first award goes to Calibration Device for Quality Control of Therapeutic Ultrasound Visual through College of Science and Health Kevin Flip Island. Okay, next one is Nanotechnology and Catalyst Research Center, Nanocode Virtual Tour, University Malaya, Malaysia. The third award goes to Degradable Plastic Apron Production Virtual Tour for Sidang Pembekal Management, Malaysia. The next award goes to High Quality Plastic Production Virtual Tour also for Enterprise Sdn Berhad. The following award goes to Reuse, Recycle, Reduce Waste Plastic Virtual Tour Encop Berhad, Malaysia. The final award goes to Ankara University Virtual Tour, Ankara University, Turkey. Okay, congratulations to all the winners. Now I would like to pass to my friend Anis to announce winners for next category. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vijaya. I would like to announce award winners for the category of Best Malaysian Delegates. Special awards. First, one from Sidang Pembekal Management. The first award goes to Prof. Alexander Zindasek from Joseph Stefan International Postgraduate School, Slovenia, from liquid crystal to nanoelectronics. The second award goes to Dr. Mona Sharma from Guru Jambeshwar University of Science and Technology, India, for the topic of microalgae source of energy. The third award goes to Dr. Sri Lakshmi PB from Iscnmb College, India, for the topic green synthesis of zinc oxide nanoparticles using Morinda umbellata leaf extract and evaluation of its antimicrobial activity. The final award goes to Dr. Vanita N from Sri Paramakaliani College, India. A study of electrochemical device based on sodium alginate with ammonium salt biopolymer electrolyte. The second one from Antawas SDN BHD. The next one is Dr. Anuja from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, India, for the applicability of green synthesized iron nanoparticles in acid flushing dye decolorization. Okay, the second one from Antawas SDN BHD. The first award goes to Prof. Robert Srepnik from University of Maribor, Faculty of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Slovenia, for the application of topological defects on the role of nanoparticles detector. The second award goes to Prof. Robert Repnik from Dr. L. Anandaraj, Sacred Heart College, Autonomous India, for the topic of synthesized growth and characterization of benzophenone added sodium acid satellite crystal, a potential material for nonlinear optical applications. The third award goes to Dr. K. R. Navin Kumar from Sacred Heart College, Autonomous India, synthesized growth and characterization of novel organic linear, nonlinear optical single crystal, L-valine P nitrophenol. The next award goes to Dr. Bakavi KV from Ramaya University of Applied Sciences on the topic, the anti-carcinogenic efficacy of nanosilver fluoride, a review. Okay, the final from the Anchor Berhad, Dr. Nandini Sharma from Guru Nanak Dev Engineering College, Punjab Technical University, Punjab, India, for the topic of usefulness of wide band gap metal oxide for photocatalysis. The second award goes Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology MNIT, Allahabad, India, for the topic of silver nanoparticles based detection.
Sorry for the interruptions due to the networking breaking. So I'm going to announce two more awards. For the special award from the Engkop Berhad is an industry in Malaysia. Their business in the plastic recycling and plastic reuse bag. So this award goes to Dr. R. Savita Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, India, for the topic investigations of synthesis, growth and characterizations of nanocentrosymmetric nitro anillium Ethernet single crystal. And the last award goes to Dr. Asia from Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, India, for the topic nanomaterial enabled liquid crystalline optical materials towards switchable device implementation and exclusive application. So this is the final awards for this conference. Now give back to this award ceremony to the MC Farah. You may take over, Farah.
Congratulations to all the awards winners. Now we would like to welcome Madam Rosnaiza binti Abdul Majid, Director of Institute Kemahiran Tinggi Belia Negara Sepang, to give a short talk about overall impressions of Iscnmb 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Farah. Congratulations to all the winners. Good afternoon, everyone. I represent for IKTBN Sepang, would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude towards all participants who joined this summit for the last 3 days. I'm honored to share with you that we have a great teamwork and dedicated professor, especially Professor Kaushik Pal and Prof. Sabu, to organize international conference for this year. The summit, which held last year, strengthens build networking worldwide, which were from professors, academicians, lecturers, scholars, as well as students. Most of the papers presented were published in Nova Science publication, USA, which is very well-known publisher globally. I would say that it was a successful event that brings us to organize for the second time this year. The main focus of organizing the summit is not about the numbers of conference nor the participants, but to encourage professors, scholars, students to contribute to the body of knowledge. We believe that through research conducted, we may have many more innovative ideas and solutions to the problem raised. It came to my observation that the feedback received were all positive. I am thankful for that. To end my speech, I would like to thank everyone who involved in this conference, especially the Secretariat, judges, professors, academicians, scholars, and students from entire universities and the Malaysian industrial players, especially Antawas Sdn Berhad and Angkop Berhad, and not to forget Sidang Pembekal Management. I'm glad that if we have any chances to organize again in the future, I humbly apologize if there is any part that we lack of and we wish to improve in the future. Thank you and have a good day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Director Madam. Now let's invite convener of this conference, Professor Kaushik Pal, for vote for thanks session.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you, my dear colleagues, friends, Director Madam from IKTB and Sepang, Malaysia, all entire members who support in our conference through IKTB and Sepang, as well as our associate institute, those who are conducting this meeting. It's from Mahatma Gandhi University, Kerala, Yomok University, Jordan, International Hellenic University, Greece, one university from myself from China, University of Evora, Portugal, University of Maribor, Slovenia, University of Exeter, United Kingdom, University of Alberta, Canada, and Malaysia in Engineering and Technology Society, Malaysia. So already success these international summits and conference on material science and nanotechnology and biomanufacturing materials 2021. So I would like to thank I would like to thank each and every participants who enormously did this effort for this an international event, and they already get scope to exchange the knowledge, ideas, and make a good platform to well understanding future research program. Hopefully, they will enjoy all these 3 days through this international platform. Previously we organized an international another conference, Sepang International Conference on Multidisciplinary Science and Advanced Technologies, which deal with 41 speakers from Malaysia, India, Brazil, Portugal, Jordan, and Ethiopia. And those conference proceedings we published through Nova Publisher, which already published last year. But this conference here in Iscnmb 2021, we get more response from the participants. Actually, we received around 77 participants from all over the world. I think and many distinguished executive plenary speakers are encouraged in our conference, and they already make make the chair sessions, and they encourage the young researchers, and there is a good platform for the discussion and research discussion. So hopefully participants are really enjoy, and they have good understanding between and in fact future collaboration with the abroad groups. So actually nanoscience and nanotechnology has delivers diverse field of inter and cross multidisciplinary research areas. So because me and Professor Thinakaran, many sleepless nights we spent, and we make a good how to organize and how to plan for this well-organized meeting. So it's a really this credit goes to Thinakaran, my friend. So and almost we plan how to organize the time management from different country people when organize. I mean from Russia, UK, USA, from how to manage the conference timing and their interaction through this platform. It is really a challenge for us. So I would like to thank Inter-Secretariat of IKTBN who support for live streaming as well as technical session, and all the I mean all the session they performed well, and hopefully they support the participants. So I congratulate all the members, included participants, for just this conference, attend this conference. So I would like to ask Professor Sabu Thomas, our chief guest, please feedback, just chair this session for the panel discussion. And sir, you please kindly motivate some words for our participants for this conference and your valuable experience to this event. Kindly explore. I will be grateful. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Professor
Thank you,
Pal
Professor.
and Professor Thinakaran. It was a fantastic conference. I'm very glad to be associated with this conference. Personally, you know, I like conferences, meetings, symposia a lot, because this gives us a lot of opportunity to understand the latest advancements in the subject. Then you can meet lots of people, you can collaborate, you can network. So my special congratulations to Professor Thinakaran, Professor Pal, and all the organizers for having a wonderful meeting. I enjoyed the meeting. I could attend part of the lectures and got a good selection of people from worldwide, excellent talks. So a lot of hard work, you know, in actually formulating such a beautiful conference. So my request to all of you is you must interact, network, and collaborate. That's the advantage of having a conference. When there is a call, international call, you should, make a good make a good network and submit proposal. There are calls from India and Malaysia, India and rest of the world. There are several possibilities we can apply joint project. Second point is we can also sort of circulate our facilities of each institute. Then you can exchange samples and we can get some of the things done and we can have joint publications. That is another possibility. Third possibility I see is we can think of rotating the conference. This time, this was in Malaysia, maybe next time in Europe or Russia or Africa or, North America. That could be nice. So think of plan a rotation of the conference. And if possible, we can also form an international society that can probably govern all activities we can all be the members of this society, then we can have lots of interactions. And I'm glad that some of the publications are going to come. We can have a book. We can have several journal issues that also we must explore. I'm sure Professor Pal is an expert in this field. He will utilize all these facilities to have special issues and books that could be quite interesting. And people can participate in this book as well as conference special issues. So let us have many more meetings in the coming years. And I wish all the best for the participants, best for the organizers, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Farah, yeah. We can go for the panel discussion, sir. And then the last part is the photo session. So we can discuss among all the panel, all the speaker. So what are the next steps that we're going to do during this conference, feedback, everything. Then after that, we have a full photo session. So we need every participant here must on their camera for the last sessions. So we can start now, sir.
Yes. Very good. I request everyone to speak out and make your suggestions.
Yes.
Please. How about Dr. Nidhi? Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to everybody. Very good afternoon to everybody. I'm Dr. Nidhi Asthana from India. It's a great honor and privilege to be here to stand before you to deliver a vote of thanks or feedback, anything you can say. At first, I would like to thank Iscnmb 2021 Malaysia to organize or arrange this program for a cultural and knowledgeable exchange. And I would like also thank Dr. Kaushik Pal that giving me opportunity to the co-convener or for the program. It is obviously a lifetime achievement for me. The lectures, the professors which we have interesting and inspiring lectures would are not sufficient to thank in words, and the participants spending the time or valuable time for us is for the beneficial cause. The interaction with the research scholars and was really outstanding. So I would like to thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our colleague, Professor Shamu is there. Professor Shamu, please share your experience last few days you spent with us. If you kindly share your valuable experience. Professor Shamu or anyone from Malaysia, Maribar, University of Maribar, Slovenia.
Professor Samo, very, very nice to hear from you, Professor Samo.
It's really nice to be connected via web. So I would like to prepare as a person, but okay, the situation is like that. So I really thank you, Paul Kaushik and Tina Karan. So your event was surprisingly good. So it was really optimal. Everything went smoothly. The level of actors was very high, and so really I congratulate you. So for a younger researcher, I would like to just stress two other things among things that you already heard. You know, if you are young, these connections are very important. For example, it is known if you compare the babies of monkeys and people, so they have comparable IQ. They have comparable IQ. So we are much more successful just because we are better in transferring the knowledge from one person to another. So this, in fact, proves how these conferences are important, because we meet and we transfer this knowledge. And the second thing which I would like to stress, so that young researchers are aware, that we people are limited in our knowledge. You see, there is usually you need some 10,000 hours average person to master some topic, and so you are limited. But if you combine this knowledge, so if you have some collaborator with whom you collaborate very strongly, and he's in another topic, then you combine these 10,000 hours can successfully. So if you have a lot of such a connection, then this knowledge can explode. And now we are in a really time when then you need a lot of new knowledge, and so the path to breakthroughs is through collaboration. So this is what I would like to say, and thank you very much once again, Koshik Paul and Tinkaran. Excellent conference. Thank you. I hope that next time we meet in vivo, and so I will also discuss with my colleagues because I like this suggestion from Professor Sadu, that this conference circulates, and so I will ask my colleagues if we could in future also organize this in Maribor. We are very skilled in this conference, and so we will try our best. Thank you.
Exactly. We can do that. So next time we will enjoy. We will arrange the conference with Malaysia and Slovenia group, because this time a lot of people from Slovenia joined in this conference. So what about Professor Marjana from Maribor? Please share your experience, Professor Marjana from Maribor. Professor Marjana is there.
Yep.
Yeah, please share. Please share your experience with our conference.
I would really like to congratulate you for this wonderful experience. Despite some technical difficulties, I enjoyed it, and it proves that you were capable of doing this. And I was on other conferences that were smaller. This was the large one, and I was really happy to see that it works almost flawlessly. And what didn't work was just the stuff that happens because of the some others. How to say that Cisco actually made it wrong. So otherwise, all the topics were good. I enjoyed to listen it, and I will be happy to attend the next conferences. And even though we were on the different times, because we are on different latitude, and so it was almost always on time, and that's really good. And this is what I have to say. Otherwise, the topics that I have heard were okay. I enjoyed listening, and even though there were some that I didn't knew before, they were really informational for me to see how you can apply the knowledge on different topics, and the research were really good. Yeah, thank you.
I would like to request Professor Ishin, my friend, please share your experience with us.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to be together with you during this conference. I'm a medicinal chemist, a little bit different than some of your areas. So, but I found many different things to hear about. So that was a good option. As you know, there are two federations of medicinal chemistry in the world. One of them is the European Federation of Medicinal Chemistry, and the other one is the Asian Federation of Medicinal Chemistry. So I am the president of the Asian Federation for Medicinal Chemistry for 2 years. So our purpose is to have more members around Asia and also Ocean part of the world. So I wish you may just maybe join to that federation because we have Indonesia, we have Japan, Korea, and most of the countries, Turkey as well, in besides them, because Turkey has lands in Asia and Europe. So this is also important. So just my proposal is just think about it, and if you want to join, so we will be happy, because I have many collaborators from Malaysia as well, and around the world as well, of course. So it will be a good option to me if you just think about it. And I would like to thank, lastly, Kaushik, Pal, and the Tia Karan Narayanan especially, and the other organizers to give option to everybody to come together and change ideas here. So it was really a useful conference, and thank you once more for your organization. Okay, thank you.
If anybody say anything, please feedback us how we can organize. I mean, how we can in future, how we can more organized for this conference. Your feedback is valuable for us. You can share your experience, please. Professor Joseph, if you can say something. Yeah, Professor Joseph.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everyone. It is nice to be here. Though I am from India, I'm in Malaysia for the past 15 years. So, because my wife is also Malaysian, kind of a semi-Malaysian here. And it is a good time to have, the sharing ideas, then meeting people, and then good to have some collaboration. Then it's nice to meet all the research people, these kind of platforms, though we cannot meet face to face, but still we can, get to know each other. And then nanotechnology is the field which connecting mathematics, physics, engineering, chemistry. So because of some other conference, if you go, you can meet only the particular field people. By this kind of conference, we can not only meet our own experts, but also experts from the connecting fields, I can say. So it's nice to be here, and thank you very much for the kind arrangements and then time given, and then it's wonderful. Thank you very much.
If anybody says something, please share your experience.
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
please.
Shall I talk?
Yes.
Sir,
Please.
I am Venkatesh from India, sir.
Yes, please share your experience, please.
Okay, sir. Really, thank you to all. I am one of the research scholars, sir. This kind of program will encourage the young researchers. I feel very happy to travel with the last 3 days with the team. I think nearly 4 times I was interact with Vijaya ma'am and Dinagaran sir through the mail, sir. They definitely, I feel very happy. They replied very speed, very fast. I feel so happy, sir. And also, finally, I think I thank entire organizing members and especially my guide ma'am, Dr. L. Jodi, Assistant Professor, NKR Arts and Science College, Namakkal, Tamil Nadu, India, sir. Thank you, one and all, sir. Thank you.
What about Professor Reddy? Reddy, you are there. If you can say something.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon. Very good afternoon to all. It's actually a fantastic conference with a good mixture of new diverse research topics from various branches of material science, nanotechnology, and biomanufacturing engineering research. My hearty congratulations to all the organizers for giving me an opportunity to be invited speaker. Especially, I would like to thank Dr. Kaushik Pal for his first invitation email. Okay, you asked me to join this conference, and after these 3 days, I feel really it's a very I'm happy conference for me to participate, and I also felt a relentless effort from Dinakaran in communicating WhatsApp messages, trying to help all the issues at all for the participants, and I hope to have like similar events to be organized at an even much larger scale in future. Yeah, thanks for all Iscnmb team. Thank you very much.
Anyone say something?
Hi, Prof. Kaushik. My name is Mustafa Reza from EdTech Typing. Just would like to say something about the conference. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all the committee of the conference, and not to forget the staff of IKTB and SPAM. And it is a good platform for us, especially those who works on nanomaterials and environmental purification, those who works on current, photocatalytic activity. At least it exposed some new knowledge for me, that the things that interest myself in this area, I mean in nanomaterial or in photocatalytic activity. And some of the speakers that I knew from previously, like Professor Thomas Sabo and Prof. Karthik Shankar. During my study, our group cited many papers from these two scholars. And not to forget, thank you to Mr. Tina for giving us opportunity. Hope in the future we can do some collaboration amongst these participants of the conference. Thank you so much.
So from students, I mean from the scholars corner, if you please say something. What about Alvin?
Specific on the Ramaya University of Applied Science. Conference was very creative and it was well organized. Thank you for especially we had so much knowledge about very nanotechnology, and more about learned about the fibers which are there in electricity.
Dr. Asya, is it audible to everyone? I can understand what is happening. There is some noise coming. So
Good afternoon.
yes, yeah, please, Arshia, you please share your feedback with us.
First, I would like to thank you, the whole organizing committee, for giving my. You can hear me, sir? Can you all hear me?
Yes, audible, perfectly audible. Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to thank the whole organizing team for giving us an opportunity and a platform during this tough times where we could actually, go on with our work. So a very big hearty congratulations and a very big thank you to all the members who have put an excellent effort. It's not easy to actually, hold a conference during these difficult times. So I really thank all the members who have actually put their utmost effort and who've actually been seen, and the people who are off the camera for putting a lot of effort in bringing out this conference a whole new effect. The best thing was that even though I'm from the field of dentistry, the thing was that I could interact with people from almost all different fields and all different countries. So that was one thing I could really appreciate, that we could have an interaction not only from our profession but people from different professions. I even got many new ideas for further studies, so that was very helpful. A special thanks to Professor Kaushik Pal sir, who's helped me and guided me throughout, and to the birthday boy, Mr. Karan also, who has helped me in every time whenever I needed help, and Mr. Hamdan, who I think is the HOD of your department, who was also there throughout all the meetings. I really thank all of the committee members for giving us a platform and an opportunity to present our work. Thank you one and all. I hope you all stay safe and God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Mohan, with us. So please, Professor Mohan, that time I was not there when you talked. So you please share your experience with us.
I cannot give the lecture again, but surely I can give the experiences. It's always very interesting to talk to the eminent people in the field. And that too, when Dinakaran and Dr. Paul were the organizers, this is not the first time, this is the second time. So I know what capacity they have and what commitment they have. In fact, the patience what the birthday boy Dinakaran has, he's huge, because I know even though this is online, people are not that smart. He used to send messages before the talk, telling them to be alert. You can check the WhatsApp messages. I'm really surprised, because only a father or a brother can do, not all. And I see both in him. And coming back to the content of the conference, Professor Samo is there. In liquid crystals, people who work in liquid crystals certainly will know Professor Samo. He is known throughout the community. And there are star awards. In fact, this is not for amateurs. This is not for just budding scientists. This is not for old people like me. But this all for the organizing committee made it a platform, as the doctor told just now, for everyone. And patiently, they compiled Hall 1, Hall 2, and I'm sure there is a lot of work to be done after the conference, because they'll be compiling all this. They'll be probably bringing it in the form of a book or something else, because this is what that has happened in the last meeting. So during pandemic time, conducting such a conference is really wonderful. People can take leaves from you and start organizing themselves. And also, you are unbiased. Whatever mistakes the speakers does, they are very, because I had seen many messages saying that I'm unable to connect, my voice is not clear. All these things, they gave a very good platform. I'm talking about the Cisco. They're talking about the web designer you have. They have done everything clearly, and whatever we talked, will be seen in the YouTube channels. Because I think Dr. Arpita last a couple of days is pleading with Dinakaran, asking for the clipping of what she talked. In fact, I know that all our lectures are preserved, well preserved, and they will be streamed. You can see anytime you want on the YouTube. This is again one of the great features of this conference, not just conducting for 3 days and leaving it. All this is recorded. They'll be taking care of all these things in the form of a book, and all the things what you have talked will be available in what we call the domain, in the internet domain. So this is something which is great. I'm sure that Dr. Paul will continue this, because I had never seen that this is a second international conference. In fact, this is the second. First one last May was in CPAC. This is the second one. And I'm sure the series will go stronger and stronger, because I can see all the people who are talking in my own land. I'm from India. I could see many of my scientists were talking about it. And Professor Sabu Thomas, the first lecture by Sabu Thomas is so, in fact, one need to attend it to listen to him, because he made the presentation so clear that, and he is a gentleman who can work with anyone in that society, in that community. So all these things, because if you ask me to talk, I'll be talking for hours. Being a lecturer, I can talk for 1 hour effortlessly. And this is a great conference. Please believe me, this is something where you can share, you can learn, you can preserve, all these things can be done here. And I'm thankful to my collaborators, to my friends, to my colleagues, younger colleagues who have done, because this conference, if you say it is successful, it's because of all of us. And also sitting in a small place in Malaysia and conducting a global conference is not an easy time, because here in India, it is afternoon. I don't know what's the time in Malaysia. It should be in the evening. And if you see, people are representing from different parts of the world, and they have their own time domain. Even the organizers are so courteous that they are giving our individual time. For example, I'm from India. They gave me the Indian time so that I can prepare for my lecture. So hats off to all of you, the team led by Dr. Paul and birthday boy Dinakaran. And I think every year Dinakaran can celebrate his birthday through these conferences, because that is one of the best way of remembering a birthday, because my birthday is sometime in August. I don't remember it properly. But here, you made us to remember your birthday in a very gleeful way. So I thank the organizers. I thank all the team who are sitting over there. And I thank for giving all of us a wonderful opportunity to collaborate and interact. And my one small request is, you please make a mail ID or something like that, so that each one can collaborate with another. So that will be, I had seen a gentleman talking from NIT Srinagar on the first day of the conference. And he was very thrilled to share his experiences on that. So these sort of conferences will give a lot of, during this pandemic time, give a lot of strength to us. And I again request the organizers to keep all of us together. And as I had just seen one, what we call WhatsApp message saying that there will be an online group photo. In fact, it is a novel idea. I never had an online group photo. This is the first time I'm going to have it with all of you. That's a very great idea. And again, I thank all the members. And I wish that every year, irrespective of the pandemic, during Dinakaran's birthday, we'll be having this conference a day before or a day after. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Paul, and thank you all of this. Thank you.
Dr. Pandey, if you say something, Dr. Pandey, Anjana Pandey, if you share your experience kindly. Dr. Pandey, are you there?
Yeah.
Please
I'm
share.
starting. Here in India, it's morning time, in fact, afternoon time. I'm really very happy to participate in this international conference in virtual mode. Actually, I came to know about this conference through Professor Kaushik Paul. And when I heard that they are hosting this conference, where we'll be discussing about not only the nanoparticles research as well as biomanufacturing, it was so exciting for me. So immediately I gave my consent that definitely I am going to participate in it and delivering a talk also. So I chose this conference with this objective that we'll be interacting with all the researchers throughout the world. And I was really happy to see that nearly more than 15 countries, participants and experts have given their talk. And it's really satisfying for me, because here in India, due to the pandemic, we are having a lockdown situation when in most of the cities. So we all are stuck at home. And so in this time, when you get something to interact and involve your brain and learning new things, that really gave satisfaction. So in a way, Thinakaran has done a great job. I could see that he was just switching on and off from hall to hall and connecting everyone within seconds. And that is really satisfying, and it is very encouraging also for new young researchers. And I could see that they all participated with full enthusiasm. Even I could learn so many new things with respect to the biomanufacturing, and that has given me insight so that I will also give my research scholars to start new type of work which we can collaborate in future with your team also. And I'm looking forward for the cooperation and the collaborations as well as some publications. So I'm really happy, and I would congratulate Thinakaran and Professor Kaushik Paul for organizing such a nice conference. I'm thankful to organizers, especially Kaushik, that who motivated me. Madam, you gave one lecture. So I was really happy. Very nice to interact with all of you. Thank you so much.
What about
Sir, when I
our-
would like to
Please,
Sir, when
please,
I would
please.
like to extend thanks to all the organizers, because you have given us an opportunity to to present our research work on this platform. And it was really an honor to present in front of everyone. Thanks from behalf of all of us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And what about our scholar from Alvin from Japan? Can you please share your experience?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much, Professor Kaushik, for actually inviting me to participate in the conference, which is in Malaysia, my home country. So eventually, first of all, I didn't know the existence of this conference until I got an invitation from Professor Kaushik. And then not to forget the organizers, Mr. Dr. Thinakaran and also Dr. Sanjaya, who have been communicating via email. So in terms of the content of this presentation, I think most of the speakers have covered. They have covered basically in terms of the novelty, in terms of what being shared by each speakers, each section of their discipline, their expertise. So I guess me as a growing scholar or just like a newbie in the field, so I definitely learned ample of things. Definitely opportunities will be there for us to collaborate and also to explore new discipline, because as what being previously said, I believe a multidisciplinary kind of studies is very important for the growth of the world in the end of the day. So basically, congratulations to everyone. I guess everyone did an amazing and excellent job. Just a bit of comment in terms of the organizing. So maybe next time, as I know the WebEx system will be like, it's a very wonderful system. So like as a person who wants to watch, so I really hope that as researcher, we will be able to disseminate it or share it, because it's already on Facebook, it's already on YouTube, since we all have our own accounts of Facebook. So don't you think it's good if, let's say, we as a person take the initiative to also share the pages from the IKBN Facebook page in order to disseminate the information to your friends or colleagues in the area. So thank you, everyone, and that's all from me.
So we almost reach at the end of our closing ceremony. I would like to charge Professor Sabu Thomas. Sir, you please say something that we already end of our conference. Hello, Professor Sabu Thomas. If you say something. I don't know, Professor Sabu is busy or not. I think, Karan, you please proceed.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, especially Director Madam, Prof. Kaushik, and then the entire team. There's behind the scene, there's a lot of effort that we arrange before our session, before our conference, especially for the technical team. My technical team, I have to thank them, especially Madam Vijaya, Mr. Adili, Mr. Arifin, Madam Nurul, Madam Hidayah, Mr. Sharim, especially for the broadcasting, live broadcasting via YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that effort. And then Mr. Samsol and all the team, especially advisor and head of department, Mr. Hamdan, for encourage this collaboration, this conference to bring to the next level. It's not the institutional level. We are moving for the international level. That is the main purpose of this conference. At the same time, I have to thank all the executive plenary, especially Prof. Samo. He always been joined our conference from the first day until today. So thank you so much, Prof. Samo, for your commitment. For your commitment, and the entire all the executive plenary like Dr. Joseph, Joseph Sahaya Anand, Prof. Esin, and then before I forget, I have to thank Dr. Ranjit, actually, the website designer from UTM Malaysia. He give a lot of assist me in this conference. Everything about the network he done. Even he got his busy schedule. He done a lot of things. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ranjit, and all the speaker, presenter, academician, researchers. Thank you so much to support us this conference, and we want to collaborate like Prof. Sabu has already said about mentioned that we can rotate the organizing this conference from Malaysia to another country, to another nations. So that will be the good platform each other, that we can give good cooperation among us and good sharing knowledge. That is the main things. And thank you so much all the presenter and speaker to wish my birthday, 41st birthday. Thank you so much for that. And see you guys in the next time. And Director Madam, thank you so much. You trust on me for organize this conference, and of course is the ministry. Tuan Iqbal is launched the ceremony, and all entire team. Thank you so much. So anyone to give suggestion or anything to advise about this conference during now, and maybe after this also we can do some collaboration, we can discuss. So I would like to invite our secretariat members. There anything you want to suggest, anything you want to discuss in this platform? Maybe, yeah, please. Prof. Kaushik, yeah. Yes, maybe you can give the information about the full manuscript.
Yes. So actually, we are planning for after this conference. We are planning to publish, relevant articles. Those participants who present in our same conference, so they can start writing the manuscript, which should be based on the current topic of which they present already in our conference, and we are planning to publish as a regular article and book chapter in our upcoming proceedings. So please keep touch with us through email, and I will request all participants, please keep in touch through WhatsApp and email until full publication. So it will take so much time after submission, and our internal expert will review the content of your research, and after that we will select which journal is going to be published. And also same as well as book chapter and all information and the format of the article or book chapter already given through email. And if any queries, you can mail me and Karan also. We will help for this publication. So and the deadline is before June 30. On or before June 30, you can submit your 20 pages within included all 20 pages article. You can submit to us. Then we will update you time to time what is the process and what is the update regarding the publication. And please do not quit your WhatsApp or email that we unable to communicate, because it is very important time for us to smoothly publish this our research content. So I think Professor Shabu Thomas also there. So Professor Shabu Thomas, if you kindly say something, because we are already reached at the end of our closing ceremony. Okay. And participants, if you have any queries or anything, please feel free to ask us. We will help you always until publication. So Karan, you can proceed further.
Yeah, we can go for the last event of our conference. It's a photo session, sir, online photo session. So I'm request all the speakers, it's online now. Please switch on your camera. Please switch on your camera. We are in the last part of our conference. Please switch on. I think Madam Vijay, you maybe can assist me for the group photo, online group photos.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure. I will do.
Yeah.
So if everyone is ready, means
say 1, 2, 3 lah, madam.
okay. 1, 2, 3.
Then how about the next group? We have another platform. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I say first.
Okay.
Now in the second page. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. One second. Prof. Sabu is not there.
Prof. Sabu. Okay.
Okay, we'll try again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sir.
Is it complete, madam?
I already take page 1 and 2. But must clarify again.
I think is it Dr. Muhammad Azam captured just now? I don't think so, Dr. Muhammad Azam. Is it captured or not?
I guess wait, sir.
He's in second page. He's in second page.
Already captured.
Already captured. Okay. Then thank you so much, everyone. Give us a good support and good collaboration. A lot of things I'm learned during this 4 days conference. Thank you so much. and meet you another day. Thank you so much. Bye.
Before we end, I just to take, sorry, just to take this
Yes,
opportunity, say just a few things for you, just to wish Mr. Tinakaran happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Tinakaran, for all of us. Thank you. May the success of the conference be your best present ever. Bye-bye. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Happy birthday, Mr. Tina.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Professor Sabu is there, so we can click one photo. I would like to request Karan, you please click a photo with Professor Sabu. Professor Sabu Thomas already came, so we are ending at the end. So Professor Sabu was very much busy, so that's why. Sir, we are waiting for you. Okay, no problem. We are reaching at the end of the conference, so we are taking the group photo and your last message for us. Hello.
I request everyone switch your camera again.
You all have to smile, cheese.
Few more things by Ravi, Farah. Hey, be ready. Oh, something still meeting for me. Wait, let me check. See. Oh, okay. Okay, be ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
So, sir, I would like to request Professor Sabu, sir, please closing our session. And we already complete the photo session. So, you please end our session as a chairman. I mean, chair of the conference, this session.
So Professor Pal, Professor Hamda, Professor Tinakaran, and all my distinguished delegates. It was a wonderful meeting on material science, nanoscience, and bioprocessing. The theme was very exciting. Probably you all know that material science is a driver for development. And we had fantastic papers on every domain. In the area of polymers, in the area of organic materials, in the area of liquid crystals. We had leaders like Professor Samo, so many excellent talks we had. Today I had a very nice talk from a professor from Montpellier, fantastic talk. So I'm glad that you could bring a galaxy of people for this conference. So let us give a big clap to Professor Tinagaran, Professor Hamda, and Professor Pal for the fantastic meeting. And I really want this sort of conferences should take place. And as I mentioned earlier, let us think of rotating this conference. You know, this time, maybe next time, we should think of conducting in another country, maybe in Europe, maybe in Slovenia. Professor from Slovenia is here, and there were a lot of Slovenian speakers. So we should think of rotating this conference, and we should think of active cooperation between our groups. We should have a sort of WhatsApp group connecting, Pal, we can think of a WhatsApp group connecting all the members. That could be very interesting. And we should exchange ideas. We should exchange our samples for characterizing. If you have a facility on high resolution electron microscope, which I don't have, then you can send the samples. You can send samples for X-ray. So we should exchange samples. We should exchange ideas. And we should network very actively. And if we can do that, I'm sure our output will increase, and that we can serve our humanity in a better way. I wish all the best for the conference. Thank you so much for your active participation. So have a very nice good afternoon to all my Malaysian friends. Maybe early morning for my, probably morning to my European friends. And I don't know what's the time in Malaysia. Could be a good afternoon, or Malaysian friends. Thank you so much. Let us have this sort of meetings in the coming years. I'm sure Professor Pal and Professor Tinagaran will organize several meetings. Thank you so much, and goodbye.